Welcome to Teletalks, where I share my everyday thoughts and everyday experiences. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what it's like overcoming these five obstacles that I face as a Filipino, particularly as a single Filipino with no kids. And there can be a lot of pressure, especially since my background is somewhat traditional. There's a lot of expectations that my family and some friends have of me. So I hope you'll stick around with me till the end, because I'm gonna be sharing with you how I actually overcome them and how I've overcame some of them. So right now, this is just such a beautiful place to be in. I've just swam in that water, and also that's our bedroom right there. And this little platform right here is where I do yoga sometimes. And I'll tell you more about this place, but without further ado, let's begin this video. First of all, we are staying in a beautiful place called Loa Stay. That water is just so fascinating. Maybe I'll take you down in a while. And if you're hearing all of those roosters cooing, it's because it's part of Filipino tradition and history to have cockfighting, or we call it sabong here. And I know that can be controversial, especially for people who don't believe in animal cruelty. But I'm not a sabong expert. I'm just here to tell you, in case you're wondering what those roosters are. There's a lot of them there. Yeah. Taking a quick break from today's episode because I have something special just for you. I am offering a special customized service on your next travel or visit to the Philippines. If you're looking to retire, travel, visit, or live in the Philippines, and you're serious about finding the perfect place to stay, click join now and be part of my membership. As soon as you sign up, YouTube will notify me and you'll get access to all exclusive content. Plus, you can directly reach out to me via DM on Instagram. You can also send me an email. Once you're a member, feel free to ask me anything and I would love to help you out. If you're navigating where to stay, what to do, how to get around, you'll get live updates and videos, which will give your trip to the Philippines as smooth and pleasant as possible. From booking your ideal accommodations to helping you navigate, you'll have complete exclusive access. I only accept 2 persons every month, so be one of the first ones to sign up this month. Again, you can reach out on Instagram or send me an email. The links are also all on the description box below. And let's begin your travel adventure to the Philippines. The first one is conformity, and I think conformity can be a very dangerous thing. By the way, let's go down there as the video progresses. I think the vibe will be a lot better there. But yeah, with conformity, like for example, a lot of like my family members, my aunts, my uncles, my parents are probably wondering, this girl has reached her biological clock. I'm not getting any younger. I was told many times. And why aren't I having kids? Why am I not married? And believe me, I'm wondering myself, why am I not married? No one's proposed. Maybe I'm just not wifey material. I have no idea. I've had long-term boyfriends, 10 years, 3 years, 4 years, but none of them it just didn't work out. We just grew apart. I think a lot of my personality is always evolving. So I used to come from a corporate background. Right now, I've decided to just live a little bit more off the grid, closer to Mama Nature. I was born and raised a city girl, and now I'm just enjoying what we call the probinsya life in Filipino or Tagalog. But I guess in other countries, they call it the countryside life. And I think there's a lot of, I would say, I don't know if dangers is the right word, but there's a lot of danger in conforming. You know, if you're trying to please society or people that you love, you end up not really discovering who you really are. And aside from that, you kind of hinder yourself from being creative. Say your real goal is to be a singer. In my case, I love exploring and adventure, and I think that if I chose to have kids with someone I wasn't totally in love with just to conform, I think my life would be ruined. I think I wouldn't be as happy as now. So there's so much there's so much precautions to take when you're trying to conform, and you're not really doing yourself any favor if you are just trying to please other people and make other people happy. So in my case, I am where I am right now, and I've definitely not conformed, but it's, you know, it definitely has its I would say it has its pros. I'm not sure if a con would be still being single with no kids. I mean, I'm kind of really happy where I am right now. I definitely earn much less because I used to be in the corporate world, and right now my income is very unstable. And if you want to know more about my life, I know I've created another video for that, explaining exactly my background, how I can afford to travel. If you do want to reach out personally, feel free to send me an email or an Instagram. All of that are on the description box below. And also, if you fancy doing the same thing, if you want to travel to the Philippines, live here, work here, retire here, and you need help, or you just want to reach out, feel free to do so. I was forgetting to say earlier in this video, if you do want to stay in a beautiful place like this, again, feel free to reach out because I can connect you with the management or the owner himself. I mean, our room is so beautiful. If you want an entire tour of my home, I did create another video for that. Again, I'm just so lucky to be here in that water. Actually, there's a lot of fishes there. The water is very clear. There aren't any mosquitoes, so it's just, I think the fishes eat the mosquitoes. So, oh, it's so beautiful. It really is. Again, we'll go there a little later. But the next one is fear of failure or rejection. True story, I do remember during my corporate life, I wore a lot of like pants and suits and long sleeves and just clothing that you would need to wear in a corporate formal setting. But your girl loves her beach attire. I love nature, and I just like to be myself. And being myself means I like to wear dresses. I like to wear, you know, naturey attire and not being covered. I like my skin to be exposed because we are in a tropical country. There's a lot of that's a banana plant, there's some bamboo there, there's coconuts there. You know, we're in a tropical country, and you know, when it's windy and it's warm, it's so nice to just expose your skin. And I do remember my mom saying, why are you wearing beach attire, not in the beach? And I would wear my beach attire to the mall in Manila, and she would just get so frustrated. And I told her, Mom, mentally I'm in the beach, you know, physically I'm here, but I've already mentally checked out. So I think I've always just been so honest with myself and what makes me happy. And happy colors like like tie-dyed prints and, you know, beachwear, those make me happy. And yeah, fear of rejection has been there in my past for over 10 years, but right now I really think that it was time to let go, and now I'm living a much happier life right now. The next one is lack of resources, whether that's time or financial. But during my time as a corporate person, I definitely had so much pressure on me, and people would say, you know, it's time for you to go back to work because you need to make decisions so that the company can move. And I just didn't give myself the time. You know, I think I'm a strong believer on making time rather than thinking that there's no time. And when it comes to the lack of financial, like right now, I actually earn much less, but I'm happier. And during that time, I had this very strong belief that if I wasn't hitting my monthly goals, I was a failure. Or, you know, because I'm quite proud of myself that we hired a lot of people, and we, you know, gave jobs, and that jobs were able to support our staff and their families. But there was just such a strong financial expectation on my end that I needed to fulfill every month. And I guess eventually, after more than 10 years, it kind of really got the best of me. And so right now, even if I am earning less and I don't have financial stability, I'm actually much happier. And I think when you're healthier, when you're happier, you're healthier. And when you're healthier, I guess hopefully you require less medical attention. You think better, you make better decisions. And hopefully I wouldn't have to need resources, financial resources in case I get sick, because again, I'm less stressed, I'm less anxious with nature. And let's actually go down there for the next one. So before we go down, let's actually light one of these. Let me flip the camera and show you. This is actually from my best friend, and they are incense, and they help keep some flies or mosquitoes away, though we've been very lucky there haven't been any flies there. But let's light this up. I actually really love the smell of this. I might get some when I return back to Manila, but for now, let's light one of these and go down there and let's enjoy the water together. I guess since we're going out, I might as well give you a quick tour of my home, and I'll flip the camera so you can see everything as a first person's perspective. Ta-da! That's where we came from, our beautiful home. And let me take you. This is that's the shower, that's the toilet. If you want the full-on tour, I made another video on that, but we are in a surfer's paradise. We are in a beautiful place called Siargao, which is Mindanao, part of the Philippines. We are, hi, good morning, good afternoon, Ate Ditay. This is the surfing capital, well, one of the surfing capitals of the Philippines, so you can see how beautiful everything is. And I'll turn on the light just so you can see better. But again, there's a nice water bit there and you can go swimming. And I really love this place. Let me just switch on the lights here so you can appreciate the kitchen much better. And there's a fridge there where you can keep your food. There's a stove here, which we're gonna light this up. We are taking a quick break from today's video. If you've been enjoying this video and or you've been enjoying the channel, oh, that's so great to hear. And if you'd like to show your support, these are just a few ways you can do that. You can also send me an email. You can contact me on Instagram directly. I always say we rise by lifting each other up. And so you've equally inspired me and motivated me to continue this channel by coming up with different topics, visiting different resorts, and just tackling everything and anything that is Filipino, because your girl is 100% Filipino and I love my country and I love being able to show you lots and lots of beautiful places and at the same time share with you some challenges. Without further ado, let's get back to the video, and thank you so much. Ta-da! Now we can go back to the water and dip our feet in it as we end this video. Actually, since we're here already, we can decide to go down a different water stream. And again, well, maybe I don't need to flip the camera anymore, but look at where we're going. It's so beautiful. The next one is lack of vision or goals. I guess during that time, because I was just so fixated on making sure that my company was successful and my business partner and my entire family were happy. But I wasn't even thinking of planning to leave. I thought I would be working forever. I'm just gonna put that down there. So what that does, I don't know if you see the smoke, but it's really helping clear out the flies. But during that time, I really didn't think that I would be living this kind of life. Oh my gosh, I thought I would be forever in the corporate world. But you know, because of the lack of vision and the lack of goal setting in terms of outside the corporate world, let's actually go in the water now. Put it in. The water is running extra because, oh my gosh, it's so nice. Oh my gosh, I am sunken in. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is this? Yeah, there's our little incense there, but I just had no plans of leaving the corporate world, and so because I didn't have enough vision for that, it took more than 10 years for me to make the big leap and say, you know what, I think I'm done just conforming, and it's time for me to take a break. And so what I did was I went diving in a beautiful place called Negros, particularly Darwin. And the Philippines, if you don't know, is one of the best places to go diving. We've got manta rays, we've got treasure sharks, blue-ringed octopus, cuttlefish. We've just got an amazing marine wildlife. Maybe here you'll see some fishes, but yeah, and ever since then I never looked back. So the next one is self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Now, if you've never heard of imposter syndrome, it just means like maybe you don't want to do another thing because someone else is doing it, and you might be like an imposter, or you feel like you'll be taking someone else's place. In my case, I think with starting this channel, I definitely, thought, oh, not another channel where a person is just ranting or sharing travel ideas, because everyone does that. But again, I just have to thank you so much for being there. It's because of you that this channel is still alive. And every time I see the number of watch hours spent, every minute you spend on this channel, it really means so much to me that maybe I hope somehow I'm giving some form of inspiration or motivation to you to either, I don't know, just anything good, right? And maybe I'm inspiring you to travel to the Philippines soon. It's really, really amazing here. Again, reach out if you have any questions. There's always the comment box below. But yeah, I just never started doing this channel. I never did this channel to begin with, just because I just thought that why? Nobody would want to watch this anyway. But let me share with you a couple of things on how I just started to build myself up and how I just got out of the rut in conforming. I just can't believe, look how beautiful this is. We can continue walking there actually, but right now I think we're good here. Look how, oh my gosh, look at the fishes. Aside from fishes, there are also so many butterflies here. It's just incredible how Mama Nature is so magical. In fact, last night in the bedroom, I saw 2 fireflies just hovering over the bed, and I think that there's just so many miracles around us, and just even experiencing such a beautiful water stream like this is so healing and so relaxing. And I really hope that this video is giving you a lot of good vibes, positivity, and lots of love. I can see a butterfly hovering above us just now. That's probably a good sign or a good omen. But how I started to get rid of conformity was first of all, I got really sad. I just wasn't in a good place. And so I think the best thing there was I silenced my mind. I really sat down with myself in stillness. And I realized, you know what, I want to try riding a motorbike. And I think that was a form of therapy, or just a way of clearing my head. So yeah, I borrowed my friend's motorbike. It was a big bike, about maybe 350cc. It wasn't like as fast, but eventually I realized, oh wow, I actually do enjoy motorbike riding. And then eventually I hiked some mountains. Again, the Philippines has so much to offer in terms of natural resources. We have mountains to hike, we've got oceans to dive in. I don't know if you could hear, it's very lively here as well. They even have bananas just hanging off. But yeah, the locals are here to it's a very community vibe where I'm living in right now. But I started to do little hobbies that I thought made me happy, and then little by little I started living further and further away from the corporate world. I definitely showed myself more compassion and love. I definitely gave more time to myself, and I cleared out all my thoughts of needing to conform. And I think the moment you just start to prioritize yourself, not in a selfish way, I do believe that you need to fill your cup. You need to show yourself and give yourself love so that you'll be able to share that. And then I just started meeting friends as I traveled along, and now my best friend Adela, who also lives in a paradise like this, she actually just left a while ago. I don't know if I'm able to flash some photos of us together, but she's so sweet to have spent an entire day with me, and I love her to bits. But you know, along the way, when you just listen to your truth and your authentic calling. You will meet people who will align with your values. In my case, I met Adela, and she's just been a very big source of inspiration and motivation for me. I've not stopped exploring and having an adventure since then, and it's just been just so incredible. We are taking a quick break from today's video. I am beyond excited that you're here, and I wanted to take this moment to thank you so much for your support. For those who have sent a thank you, a donation, or who have messaged me directly for donations, thank you so much from my heart to yours. I am beyond appreciative. I am beyond grateful. It motivates me and inspires me to continue this channel, to send nothing but good vibes and more information that would be hopefully useful and or entertaining as well. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it, please feel free to send a thank you. This is how to do it. It's very easy. Though should I mention, YouTube does get 30% of that, and what's left, there are tax deductions. Feel free to send a thank you. If you would also like to go direct, this is my email address. Please feel free to send me an email. I'm also on Instagram. You can DM me directly. I will respond. PayPal is also available if you do find that more convenient. If you would like to use a Wise transfer, this is the QR code which you can scan with your phone provided that you have internet. Otherwise, this is my username. Hopefully, you'd be able to find me on Wise. I am also on Gcash. Alternatively, this is my Gcash QR code. You would have to open your Gcash app first and then use the app to scan the QR code. I am also very thrilled to mention that I have a membership which you can join, and if you'd like to have a quick chat, ask me questions about anything, I would love to fully help you out. And don't forget to join the membership. That would unlock the social media access. When you do join the membership, I am offering a special behind the scenes experience that I don't share anywhere else. I'll take you along with me behind the scenes so you'll know what's going on behind the camera, which is quite exciting. There may be some bloopers and hiccups along the way, but I'd be happy to share that with you. You'll even have the power to choose the next topics for the following videos. Feedback from you is so important, and I would love to know what you would like to see next. You'll have the power to design the next videos that'll be coming out. Help me choose topics, issues, challenges that you might be facing in the Philippines. I would love to tackle all of those topics. You will also be receiving exclusive updates just for you as a member. You can click on the membership link that is located on the description box, and this can be renewed every month. Again, I want to say how much I appreciate you. If my videos inspired you, made you smile, or given you a little escape, I'd love for you to be part of this next chapter. Thank you for being such an incredible part of my life. From my world to yours, with all my love and gratitude. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I just can't get over where we are. Look at that. Oh, and with that said, I think when you choose to follow your, your happiness or your bliss, in my case, I really think it was so important for me to meet my best friend Adela, because she has created such a safe space where I can be my vulnerable self, like this channel. I'm able to share with you a lot of my struggles, not just all the good times like now. Adela has, she's been she's a person who loves to listen, and she really gives out input and output. She'll be the first person to tell me the things that are difficult to hear, but she's also very honest with me when there are things that I'm doing that she feels I need to realign, I need to straighten my shit out. Sorry for the bad word. She is just a good person to keep me in track or on track with my priorities. So for example, if I'm deciding to go out and talk to people whom I don't even see like a long-term plan with, if I'm tired and I need to rest and go home, and I'm just being my party self, she'll be like, girl, are you sure you're putting your energy and your time wise? Are you spending it wisely? And when she asks questions like that, it just helps me to reevaluate really what my goals are. And my goals are for this year is I really want to build maybe a home or a shala where everybody can come together, do yoga, practice mindfulness and healing and spirituality. And so with that said, I do have to spend time looking at different lots. I have to spend time talking to the locals, see if there's any property or lots for sale, rather than just mindlessly hanging around and really not putting my energy and my time wisely. So I hope I'm making sense. With that said, I don't want to speak too soon because I don't want to jinx anything. I hope my plans for this year really happen, And with that said, I'm gonna surrender and trust the process too, not be attached to the outcome. And thank you so much for choosing to spend your day, your night with me. I love you so much. I'd love to know where you're watching this video from, what country you're from. Please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. And let me know your feedback because I really value your feedback. And if you have any ideas for the coming videos, do let me know. I'd be happy to see if I can come up with those topics as well. As a Filipino, I love being Filipino. I love sharing all of this nature with you. I hope you got a lot of positivity and sunshine. And with that said, bye for now. And I can't wait to see you soon on my next video. If you've made it this far in the video, I would love to extend my gratitude and thank all of you for sticking around with me. I really hope all my videos have been fun, exciting, and I hope you've gained something positive from it. I'd also like to invite you to join my membership for as low as 99 Filipino peso or around 150 US dollars. Any help I can get would be very much appreciated. That'll go to my basic necessities like food, transportation. The link will be right on the description box below. I will definitely notice your name, and again, thank you so much in advance. Let's continue back to this video. Welcome to Tala Talks, where I share my everyday thoughts and everyday experiences. And again, I'm saying welcome for the third time because I just can't welcome you enough to this beautiful paradise. That is my beautiful natural swimming pool. If you've seen my other videos, I've taken a dip there because the water is so clear. Actually, maybe when this video ends, we can go down there. But also, that's our bedroom over there. Oh, we are in such a beautiful home right now, and I'm so happy to share with you this video, how I broke away from the 9 to 5, and I'm gonna be sharing with you the freedom of traveling, how I got rid of this rat race, and I've never been happier. And I hope that this video inspires you or motivates you if you do find that you resonate with any of my life. Right now, we call this place home. The name of this accommodations is Loa Stay, and I am just so beyond grateful to live in a place like this. Actually, why do we need to wait for the video to end? I'll take you down and then I'll share with you how I was able to say goodbye to the 9 to 5. As you can see, our bedroom is so beautiful. If you love nature and you want to live sort of off-grid but still be in the comforts of, you know, having a fan, a shared kitchen, this beautiful hammock. I've actually turned this into an outdoor yoga space. Then definitely this place is for you. If you want to get in touch with the owners or the management, if you want to stay for a week's time or a month, definitely don't hesitate to reach out because I can give you the contact information. Don't forget to join my membership. So with one of the perks of that is that you'll get access to all these accommodations that are definitely a hidden gem, as I would say. And definitely a place like Siargao, which is where we are now. There's a lot of tourism here, and you know your girl is all about finding just the best spots at the best price. And you know that I'm always traveling as a budgetarian, and what that means is I'm always on a budget, and I try to live in a paradise with spending the least. And look at where we are now. If you've seen my previous clips, you know that there are so many fishes here. In fact, maybe I'll show you in the next coming clips, but it's just so incredible how we are able to find and live in a paradise like this. Oh my goodness. Wow. We might just continue the video here as I stand here. Why not? We are in paradise. So I think initially when I was younger, I really enjoyed the idea of being a businesswoman. I think the idea of owning my own company sounded so appealing, which I did. I owned 2 companies at one point. I couldn't do that without my business partner, of course. But then over time, I just realized that being in 4 walls, 4 concrete walls, just wasn't for me. The frequency wasn't as high as this, as you can see. Mama Nature just provides so much healing properties, and I hope wherever you're from, wherever you are, I hope you're receiving all this calming, healing, positive energy that I'm just exuding through your screen. Let me know where you're from, what country you're from, where you're watching from. Reach out to me on Instagram or an email. All the details are on the description box. But that's basically my long story in a very short form. I was in the corporate world, I left, and I wanted to pursue my passion, which is being closer to nature, living a more peaceful, quiet life, and not requiring a lot of expensive things, just nature, good health, quality company, and healthy food, good night's sleep. That's our home over there. Oh, aren't we so lucky? I have no kids, I'm not married too. So right now, we are living the life in my beautiful country called the Philippines. So if you want to move here, live here, travel here, and you need a beautiful place to stay, I'd love to help you out. Join my membership and I will do my best to make sure you find the best paradise that you can call your home. The next one is finding my passion. I think over time, our passions will change, our interests will change. And back then, I think my passion was to be all about the corporate world, obviously earning a lot of money. And eventually in time, I think that wasn't sustainable. I definitely felt like I lacked the balance of meditation, exercise, even being closer to nature. I definitely had a lot of sleepless nights just because the pressure of earning a lot and making sure that this company not only survives but it thrives, it's just a lot of pressure for me to take. And in time I realized I just needed a break from that, and this break ended up becoming a permanent one. I learned how to dive. The Philippines has some of the best dive spots in the world, and ever since I went diving, I kind of never looked back. And if I were to change things, or if I were to talk to my younger self, I would probably teach myself how to meditate. I would have balanced my lifestyle more by sleeping earlier, eating better, and practicing mindfulness, like breathing exercises. Because if I did that and I had a more balanced life, maybe I wouldn't have left the corporate world. I would still incorporate Mama Nature and all the good things like meditation, eating well, exercise, sleeping well, but incorporating all of that, but still owning a company, right? But nobody told me to meditate. Nobody told me to, get my health in check. So I just left. I think right now, living this life of spontaneity, I can't say that I have the freedom too much of spontaneity, because my spontaneity, of course, will depend on how much my budget can afford that spontaneity. And so what I do to be able to live a sustainable life financially and, of course, health-wise, I plan way in advance, maybe for cheaper flights, better accommodations at a better cost. I really do a lot of planning ahead of time so that I am able to share a beautiful paradise like this with you. Oh my gosh, can you believe? Actually, we've scared some fishes away, but I do hope I'm able to show that in some of the clips in between. But in terms of spontaneity, the whole idea of diving while I was in the corporate world was just something that I felt very strongly about. One day when I was overworked, I said, let's go diving. So I went online, I researched. The first place that came out was Negros Oriental over at the Visayas region of the Philippines, and a beautiful place called Darwin. And before you knew it, I came back time and time again, and it's been more than 7 years and I still go back. And it's just one of the most beautiful places where nature still thrives. Diving is everywhere there, but I come here also to Siargao because of the community. We do a lot of yoga here, and I just meet the most amazing people who seem to be aligned with what my priorities are in life. So if you find your bliss, if you find your tribe, but your vibe will attract your tribe, then I would suggest to go for it. Look at how pretty that is, and it's only you and me. Living with intention and mindfulness. Again, if I had spoken to my younger self, I'd be like, what? What do you mean mindfulness? And right now, the way I practice mindfulness is actually being still, allowing the mind to not even think, and I do that through meditation, I do that through breath work. And if you find meditation intimidating, there are some free videos that you can find on YouTube, guided meditations. You can do the same on Spotify. Personally, I love Deepak Chopra or Boho Beautiful. Yeah, this is definitely not a paid ad or anything. It's just me sharing with you how I like to meditate. There's also another meditation that I do called like having an abundance mindset, and it just helps me to realize that the things that I want to do, nothing is impossible as long as I obviously put the hard work and the thought in it, and I align my intentions with my actions. And so what is it I really want to do? I want to continue having an adventure with my life, being able to explore places that are closer to nature. I want to continue to be healthy. I want to continue to create and share these experiences with you. And again, I have to thank you for spending time on this channel, because without you, I wouldn't be inspired or motivated to continue making these videos. But aside from that, also I've been wanting to create a shala where people can practice yoga together, mindfulness, we can heal together, do some breath work. And I want to create like a little shala where a community can form and we can share our vulnerabilities and allow each other to grow without judgment. So that's the plan, keeping my fingers crossed that that does happen. All right, so I think we've kind of had enough time here, but maybe I'll just finish this last one just because it's just too pretty to leave. But the next one is simplifying my life. And when I say simplifying my life, I remember in the corporate world, I had so much responsibilities. I think when you own your own company, you would know you handle finances, you handle the admin work, you handle the marketing, the sales. You do all the back work and the front work. You're all around, and I feel like you work longer hours than any of the people that you hire. So by now, simplifying my life is just, having to make sure that I sleep before 10 p.m. Having to make sure that I stay grounded by just appreciating everything that's around me, all this fresh air and Mama Nature that I hope is penetrating your screen. I hope to be sharing all the positivity that I'm feeling right now. I hope you're feeling the same too. And simplifying my life also means not requiring things to buy in order to be happy. I think just by breathing fresh air, I'm grateful for that, and being able to wake up in our beautiful home. Thank you, Loa Stay. For that, I'm so grateful and appreciative, and for what Mama Nature has to offer, healing properties like that. So I just want to simplify my life and not require a lot in order to be happy. Okay, with that said, I think I think it's time to go back up. It's very tempting to continue the video here. Okay, this next one is fear of the unknown. And I think with fear of the unknown is I really don't. So where I want my life to go, which is creating a shala, a community, and being able to hopefully host guests or people who want to live in my property or my place. It feels like such a long way to go, but not impossible. I just don't know where to start at the moment. So fear of the unknown. Also, I think I've reached the end of my biological clock, and I always thought that because I come from a traditional family where everyone gets married, everyone has kids. I just don't have that. I'm not married, I have no kids, and it just makes me a little worried, because it's either I get on the train or I don't. And the moment I miss that chance to give birth or to have a kid, then that's it. And I guess I don't want to call it fear, more of I just want to trust the process, and I want to know that everything that is in my life is meant to be there, and the universe is looking after me and protecting me, and whatever comes my way, I hope it's for the best. And I really would like to see my yoga shala continue to, or I would like to see my yoga shala manifest, and I would like to continue this channel with you. So I'm trusting the process, and I hope everything turns out for the best. I found a fishy. Oh my gosh, just when I saw it, it's kind of hid, but it was going so close to me. In fact, like I was thinking, what if these fishes are the ones that clean your dead skin? I would be like so freaked out, but these fishes aren't nipping on my skin, so I guess we're good. Yeah. The next one is building confidence and self-sufficiency. Definitely, I think traveling solo for the first time, or in the earlier stages when I just started, of course I was like, oh my gosh, how do I, of course I'm Filipino, I was born and raised here, so it's easy enough for me to speak the language. But where we are now, which is the Mindanao section, and also where I learned how to dive, which is in the Visayas region, people speak Bisaya. And here it's, a mix of Bisaya too. So over time, you'd be so amazed and surprised. You'd be surprised how adaptable we are, how flexible we can be if we really enjoy the situation we're in. We just find ways to learn. I found ways to learn a little bit more of Bisaya. Even now, I'm trying to learn simple greetings in Surigaonon, which is the language that they speak here. And I think it's, if I wasn't enjoying the process, if I wasn't enjoying the nature here or the vibe or the people, it would be more difficult. But because I love the food, I've been so well fed these past days. I hope I'm able to put some video clips here. I've been so lucky to stay in this accommodation called Tide Pool Beach Cottages, and the owners are just the kindest people I've ever met. David, who is from the US, he married a Filipina, and check out these books if you want to learn more about the Philippines through his eyes, what it's like moving to the Philippines, what it's like marrying a Filipino, what it's like dealing with the cultures, or was he accepted easily as an American. And I love his books, so if ever you get the chance to get that on Amazon, you can also message me again. I can send you his WhatsApp number, and his wife as well. If you're planning to move here or retire here, I think getting some feedback from David would be quite wise. Again, don't forget to join my membership, because with that you'll get personal information directly from your girl. But when I was staying over at Tide Pool Beach Cottages, I was fed local fish. I was treated like family. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, I just can't tell you how full my heart is and how grateful I am for that experience. So aside from staying here where we are now, these two accommodations are just one of the many places that I can recommend if you want to live in the Philippines and experience what local living is like. The next one is building connections with like-minded people. Of course, initially it's very daunting to think, oh my gosh, I'm leaving my comfort bubble, I'm leaving the city, I'm gonna be putting myself in a place like this where no one else is around. But you'd be surprised that if you just follow where you feel strongly about, you just end up meeting like-minded people. And in my case, I almost crossed where there's Mr. Spidey. There's a lot of spiders here, and we just want to make sure not to destroy their home. So you'd be surprised that as long as you follow where you're happy, you end up meeting people who actually enjoy the same things like you. So I hope you don't mind. While I'm speaking, we're just gonna go back up to our room. And so I met my best friend Adela. I happened to meet her during one of our yoga classes. And since then, for the past years, we've been very inseparable. And even if I do a lot of traveling and we kind of have this long distance relationship as best friends, we've just managed to sustain that through technology. And thank you, WhatsApp and Messenger, for allowing people to stay in touch even if they're miles and miles away. I think if you really love a person and you prioritize them, it doesn't matter how far you are. I'm just fixing my shoes. It doesn't matter how far you are, you'll always make a way or find a way to make that relationship work. And now we're up here and the water is kind of reflecting through the camera. But the next one is rediscovering myself. And I think this is a very interesting thing because, correct me if I'm wrong and I'd love to hear from you. I think when you rediscover yourself, over time, you just end up evolving and changing, and what you like will always change as well. How you feel about certain things will change. And so in my case, rediscovering myself, or what my truth is as of right now, is I just enjoy being closer to nature. I get less anxious. I worry less about the future. Of course, again, coming from a very traditional background, having the expectation of having a family or being married, I tend to put that aside when I'm closer to a beautiful paradise like this. Nature has a way of telling me, everything is okay. You are where you're meant to be. You're not married. That's fine. You don't have kids. That's okay. And so I don't know what nature does. It just has a way of keeping me calm and reassuring me that my timeline is very different from others, and my life's story is definitely going to be very different from others. I might be too independent. Maybe a lot of Filipinos find that intimidating, especially the men. But regardless, I love my freedom right now. I love the time that I have on my hands and that I'm able to make videos like this with you and I'm able to share. I hope I'm able to inspire you also. I'd love to hear your thoughts again. Don't hesitate to reach out. And with that said, we've actually reached the end of the video. I do hope you've enjoyed some of the clips that I've shared about this beautiful place where we're staying in. Again, nature is so abundant. We have some banana trees there, some bamboo and coconut and papaya. And I really, really hope that if you do feel stuck in your 9 to 5 and you've always wanted to do something else, maybe explore and make your life one big adventure or an action movie, it's never too late. I was able to do it. Of course, I didn't do it impulsively or recklessly. I made sure I had some savings. I reinvested that. I'm able to have a quarterly income from that, which supports me in my travels. I do have other resourceful ways on how I get accommodations and food, and I would love to share with you all my secrets. Again, don't forget to join my membership, and if you want to live the lifestyle that I have, you can always get in touch personally, and I would love to share you some of my secrets on how I'm able to live this lifestyle. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've got nothing but love and inspiration and, again, positivity and high frequency from not just me but this environment. So with that said, thank you so much for your time. I love you so much and I can't wait to see you soon on the next video. Bye for now.